welcome to my channel. My name is Chloe, and today I wanted to make a video on how I started my Shopify, but also things that I wish I knew and things I would have done differently 2 months into having my Shopify store, in hopes that this could maybe guide anybody looking for some tips on what not to do. I've made quite a few mistakes, and I've also done some things right, so this may be really helpful to you if you're about to launch or even just thinking about starting up your store. So before I go into the video, I did cut bangs again. Actually, I had my boyfriend cut my bangs. I was like, I just wanted something a little different. I get bored. I've always had the same hair color my whole life, and I just want something different. So I did cut my bangs again, and also I just made a YouTube video on this look and how I did the eyeshadow. So if you guys want to check that out, I merged my business YouTube with my makeup YouTube just all into one, because I'm equally passionate about both, and I just figured, why not? Like, I'm not gonna go create 2 channels and then, you know what I mean? So anyways, if you guys want to see that, I do have makeup videos on my channel now, so I'm excited about that. But just sticking to this video and what this one is for, I'm going to preface everything with that I'm not going to go into like very specific details of, the ins and outs of starting a website, like, down to every detail, because that would be a 5-hour video. But I'm just going to touch on some things that may be useful for you to know when you're starting your Shopify. So first of all, I'm going to start with why I chose Shopify over Wix or over Squarespace. So I went with Shopify because after doing lots of research and reading lots of reviews, I came to find out that supposedly the back ends of Shopify are much easier than any other website that helps you make your own website. So Wix, I don't know if they have an app, but the Shopify app is so easy. Once I had my desktop version of my website app and that was all done, and then I look on my phone at my Shopify store and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is way more simple than I thought it would be. It is really user friendly. So I'm very glad that I went with Shopify. They also have a really cool add-on app, which this is something that I just recently found out, and if you don't have it, for sure get it. It is so good. It is called Kit, and it's by Shopify. So Kit, you connect all of your accounts to this, it's like Siri. So basically Kit will message you and be like, hey, these products seem to be doing really well. Do you want me to make a Facebook ad for you? And then you click yes, and within like 1 minute, or like 1 second, it generates this entire ad of different products, and it says something really corny every time, like, you gotta have it, like something so stupid, but it still is a nice thing. If you can't keep up with all your social media, it's a really nice reminder to keep up with your social media. And it's also a nice tool for when you don't know what to say, when you don't have any marketing experience. It may not be what you want to hear, but it may be what the market wants to hear. And who would know that better than one of the leading website making brands out there? So, I mean, that's for me. I trust Shopify and that they're not going to say something stupid. And you can also review everything before they post it. So I find that really helpful. I love it. It's Kit from or with Shopify, and it's in the App Store. I don't know if you can get it on an Android. I'm sure you can though. And it also allows you to customize your Shopify store in the app with like added features, not with the actual store. You can add like chat with me. And I added that. So basically, if customers want to message you something, they can message you like, hey, I'm wondering about this or that. And it allows you from your phone, like a text message, to answer the customers. It's so sick. Like, if you don't already have it, I would definitely get it. So I'll show you on my phone right now what I'm talking about. So this is what it is. Okay, so for instance, like this, it says, Hi Chloe, it's been a while since you had me create a post for your Facebook business page. I've drafted a post featuring some of your most promising products. Can I go ahead and post this onto your page? And then you have the option of saying yes or no. So it's a bikini that I'm selling, and so they just choose some products that they think will sell and they post it. So here's the thing, like I said, if you forget to post and promote your stuff, even if you don't love their promotion, it's still promoting it. And then today I got a message from Kit saying, "Hello Chloe, yesterday we sold 5 products totaling $34.98 to 2 customers. Thank you emails have been sent to 2 new customers." So it just puts together posts for you, it messages you, and you just say what you want. Like, it will ask you all the time if you want them to post something. It will say like, "Hey, today I suggest you spending $20 on Instagram to promote your post." And honestly, I don't do that at all, because how is a generated system who is not connected to my Instagram right now gonna know what's gonna do really well on my Instagram? Like, I don't even know that. How's the computer gonna know that? It's all based on buyers. Like, you find out by trying out things like that, but I like promoting posts for $5 at a time, but that is we're like veering into marketing now. So I'm going to go back on track to that is one of my favorite features of having a Shopify store, is that people can message you. One other example really quick before I get off of this is some customers will message you too. They'll just say something nice. Like, I got this message the other day: "Your lashes are amazing," with a bunch of emojis. So then you can have the opportunity to be like, "Thank you, can I help you with anything?" So it's just a really nice tool to also connect with people. So that's something that I wish I knew I had, 2 months ago, but I'm happy I have it 2 months in and not 2 years in. So there is that. It's Kit with Shopify. And then I would say a mistake that I made when starting my store, and this was a big, big mistake, learn from me. I should have used vendor photos. It would have saved me hours and hours of time. If you go on any Facebook, entrepreneur or small boutique group, you notice a lot of the people kind of tell each other well, if you want to be successful one day, then, use your own photos. And that's what I heard, so that's what I did. I wish I didn't. And I know a lot of people would disagree with me on that, but I swear my sales went up when I started using vendor photos. I thought it would be a personal attack on me if my customers didn't like my photos. And I still have a lot of photos that I modeled clothing, but that's because I can't find vendor pictures for those. So that's another thing, is I really wish that I had vendor photos in the first place for a lot of the stuff I bought. But it's not just that. I wish I didn't take it so seriously in the beginning, as far as I thought, oh, if people don't like the photos that I'm making with my camera that I bought for this business, then I'm not good enough. And I think it's really important to touch on really quick that even though you're starting a business, we're all still just people. And it's really important to not take stuff like that personally, because I see a lot of girls posting into these groups, empowering each other. And I think that that's amazing. But I also think that people aren't honest with each other. And I'm not going to be the one to ring the bell, you should not be using those photos, because who am I to say? But I do see a lot of people using photos that I know never worked for me. And then they're posting into the group why isn't this working? And I do have the answer. It's because people like really professional or vendor photos. So if you're not able to do either one of those, I totally understand. But I actually put myself out just sleepless nights taking photos on this nice professional camera I bought, and I didn't really know how to use it. I didn't have the right lighting in the first place, and I spent so many hours just critiquing my photos, where I could have used a vendor photo and customers would have loved it. And it didn't cross my mind because I thought, this is my business. I put my sweat and tears into this business. Like, that's dramatic, but like, it was my business and I was so proud of it that I couldn't put my pride aside enough to see that what was right in front of me, that everybody who uses professional or vendor photos does better than people who do not. And that was very hard for me to accept because of all the work that I had put in personally. So that's a big tip, and I don't mean any offense by that. Like, I don't want to be hurtful. I know that a lot of people would be hurt to hear that their photos aren't good enough, but it's not that you're not good enough. It's that the market doesn't want us to be putting out homemade photos, homemade videos, like the promotional videos that look not like real promotional videos. People tend to not like them. And I've noticed this all through research and through my own experience. And I worked very hard. So I imagine people working equally hard will be equally frustrated to where I was at.
I wanted to be totally clear. I was just editing and realized that I kind of made it sound like, maybe I put in a lot of work, but the result wasn't good. My photos were actually pretty good. The quality was great. I used a professional camera. They weren't trash. I just realized that vendor and professional photography worked much better.
And honestly, my biggest suggestion is just get your vendor photos, use them until you can scale your business enough to do your own photo shoots. And photo shoots, I mean with correct lighting, a photographer, and models. So I know that that's kind of harsh, but I wish I knew that. It would have saved me so many hours. So that is the next thing of starting my Shopify. So I'm going to go into how much money I spent now. I hired a web designer, and I did this because I knew that I did not have the skills and the information that I needed to turn my website into what I wanted it to be. And I weighed my money to my time, and I decided that I'd spend a lot more money in time, because time is money, when I could just hire a actual web designer. And trust me, I would do this if I were you. I ended up finding out in going through the back ends of my Shopify how much coding she did. I would have never known what any of this meant, and you wouldn't if you haven't taken extensive classes in building a Shopify store. And building a Shopify store and a Wix store and whatever you're using, it's all different. So it's very important to just hire somebody for what you need done if it's in your budget. If it's not, then I would spend the money to educate yourself. But either way, I think it's an essential thing when you're starting a website is to hire a web designer to make sure that everything's set up to where as you grow your business, you can make it look nicer with all the back end set up already. All the tabs, all the coding, everything. There's so much that she put in that I didn't even know she put in. So I'm actually going to link her down below. She was so amazing, really nice, really professional, really helpful. And she built my entire website with unlimited changes or fixes, I guess. That's probably not proper grammar. She, I forget what they call it. I found her on Fiverr. It's like an unlimited amount of, you don't like something, they fix it. And honestly, there was moments when I was like, that is not it. And she honestly went right in and fixed it, did not take anything personally, was really nice, really encouraging. So she was like a web design, life coach builder. She was so nice. So I really highly suggest at least hitting her up and seeing if she could do what she did for me for you. And I bought her most expensive package, which was $200. So trust me, that is nothing compared to some web designers, and she's good too. So my dad just got his website built for his real estate firm a little while ago, maybe a year and a half ago. And when his website launched, it was very plain, real estate-y, And he spent, I think, $400 or something. So I got it for half the price, and I got so much stuff built into that. She made it look cute. One other thing, when you're having somebody build your website, I would really make sure to mention that you want your website to look like this website, and this website. Give examples, send screenshots, make sure that you give your web designer an idea of what you want, because if you just say I want it to look trendy, there's underwear stores that are trendy, but you may not be an underwear store. So it's just really important to really consider that you need to be asking for exactly what you need, and also not be shy about it, because the last thing you want to do is pay for something that you're not happy with. So that's also another reason why I would say something I did do right as well was getting the most expensive package. And I think that that was the right choice for me, because I would have been really frustrated if after 3 times of not liking something, she's like, all right, you maxed out your I don't like it anymore. Like, that's it. That would have really been an upsetting moment for me. I would definitely consider that when you're getting a website built, but I would suggest to find a way to put it in your budget to get it built. So yeah, that's my 3 really important things, I would say. And then I'm gonna answer a couple of questions that nobody's asked me that I was wondering, so I'm sure other people are. How much money I spent on inventory when I started my website. I spent $1,000, and this was over time. I bought shoes, clothing, accessories, and then I ended up launching a lash line, as well as all of this, because I love lashes. So I thought, like, I keep doing what the market wants, and I want to do a little something of what I want, and it ended up being something that ended up being popular in my store. So, like, I'm happy with that. The style I'm actually wearing, I'm not doing a stupid plug-in, but I'm just saying the style I'm wearing is actually almost sold out, which surprises me, because I didn't think that they would do that well. I thought the clothing would just fly off the shelves, and it didn't, but the jewelry and the lashes and stuff like that really did. Shoes, so I don't know, maybe I'm buying the wrong clothing, but clothing's been doing okay. I would say that I really wish I had done more product research. That's another thing. I jumped into buying a lot of stuff, in excess of stuff that I didn't need, and I wish I went with more basics too. I bought some basic t-shirts you guys have seen in my past hauls lately, but I'm talking about before these past hauls that I did. I was like, why did I buy this? Like, they were not selling. Like, so much of the stuff, this is, okay, my very first YouTube video. I sounded like really like mousy and scared because I was nervous just talking to nothing, but I did a haul of all this clothing I got from a sample shop, and I still have so much of it in stock, which is just so annoying because I wanted it to sell. I obviously don't want to have stuff just sitting here for a really long time, but you learn from your mistakes. My mistake was buying a bunch of random shit from a sample shop and trying to launch it into my business. So that actually wasted me a lot of money and time, mostly time. Like, it was really inexpensive, but it was a lot of time. So that's another thing. I feel like I didn't value my time that much. And I thought I did. I really thought I did. And then I ended up realizing that I was spending, 1 hour per photo I was editing, making sure that the skin looked flawless and the background was just beautiful, and, the lighting was perfect. And I did this for every photo, even like the crusty photos of me like turned around in a dress. And I made sure that everything, the background, the carpet, like, I seriously did the most. And I just wish I had just bought stuff from vendors, not a sample shop, and used the vendor photos. It would have saved me so many hours. Now I'm going to get into probably the thing that's frustrated me the most, and that is a camera. I bought a very, very expensive camera. My camera was $500. And that's on the lower end of cameras too, like professional cameras. And I'm not saying that I regret buying a camera for business, but I don't think I needed a camera to launch my Shopify store. Right now I'm filming on an iPhone 10, And so I have two phones. It's just easier. I have my iPhone 7, which I use day to day, but my plan's canceled on it now. That's so not the point. But anyways, I'm filming on an iPhone 10, and the camera going this way is good, but the front-facing camera, I think that's what it is. This camera is way better. So, I mean, I don't think I needed a $500 camera. I thought I did. Like, I'm not like trying to come at myself like as if I could have known that I could have just used an iPhone camera. But for the stuff that I did take photos of myself, I think I could have gone without a professional camera. I'm glad I have it, but like it made some amazing false eyelash photos, but you know, at the end of the day, I could have used an iPhone, I think now looking back. But I got so caught up in starting a store and being excited and taking promo pictures and videos and, you know, hyping it up that I got lost in all that. And that's a big thing that I see many new store owners doing, is a lot of small boutique owners get very caught up in the process of starting an online store that they forget about the mission, which whatever your mission is. Mine is obviously making a career for myself, and it's also donating to the charity that I donate. It's a nonprofit, and that's a big part of my business is donating to a nonprofit and helping people who were in my position years ago, because quite frankly, I'm surprised I'm here where I'm at right now. And I just want to give back in that way. So everybody has a different reason for why they're doing what they're doing. And I think a lot of people get lost in the fun of starting a business and don't end up thinking about the finances or the why. Just so much that kind of goes over your head because you're doing photo shoots and you're ordering inventory. And the job is all fun and games until your Shopify bill rolls in, until, you know, you have inventory that's backed up from last season, until so many things can happen and you just don't think about it. So my last piece of advice is going to be on promotions with your Shopify. This might not be my last, I have two more. And this would be when you're finding brand ambassadors. So I see this so much online, like people reaching out to me. I don't think I should. I'm not going to show you, but I have a lot of DMs from people asking if they could work with my business. And mind you, my business is at 830 followers. So imagine if I had 8,000 followers, and then at some point I will, and then I'll have 80,000 followers. Just imagine how many messages of people asking to work with you. And some of these people asking to work with me have 43, 45, 100K followers. And it's really tempting because like that's a lot of followers for most people. And especially people who would fit my brand, like makeup artists, life vloggers who, you know, or fashion. Why did I say vloggers? Bloggers. Fashion bloggers would fit that really well. But like I wouldn't fit in with like, let's say like a bikini model. I wouldn't fit in with an OnlyFans girl. Stuff like that probably wouldn't be for my business. And that's totally fine. Like, to each its own in business. But it's just important to think about who you're going to send some stuff off to, because there's a sad amount of new boutique owners who very generously send out PR and they get blocked. So you send out PR to small artists or small bloggers or big ones, and they never ever rep any of your stuff. So you spend probably $50+ on sending them a bunch of stuff, and that's only one person. So for me, I only sent PR to very close friends in the makeup industry. So for me, I was fortunate enough to have made some connections with bigger people in the makeup industry, and then also some small people in the makeup industry. As big as 130,000 followers, as small as 100 followers. But nonetheless, what I always made sure to do, and I really suggest you doing this as well, is what I made sure to do was to only send PR to people who I had a personal connection with. So if you have friends or family that have any kind of following on social media, it wouldn't hurt to send them something and then maybe give them a code. That's another thing with Shopify is you can generate codes for influencers, for anybody, ambassadors, affiliates. It's all similar but different. So that's something really big is I would not send stuff to random people and hope that they're going to care enough to do something for you. They don't know you, they don't have a connection to you, and they have no reason to help you, unfortunately. So I was lucky enough to not make that mistake, but I've met a lot of small business owners who have been devastated by that happening to them. And I can't even imagine going shopping from vendors and doing all the product research. And then after doing all the product research, I, receive the stuff after paying for shipping, and then I package it really cute and I write a note and I buy the packaging stuff and then I spend money for shipping and then they block you. So just imagine that and just keep that in your mind if you're planning on sending random people stuff, that they have no obligation to uphold what they're saying they will do for your business. Not everybody has integrity and not everybody is going to think like you. And that is the sad reality that I'm just trying to share with those of you who won't know this. When starting your business, that people will take advantage of you. They will ask for free stuff. Like your old friends will come out of the shadows and you're like, where did you come from? So like all kinds of weird shit that people do when you now are a brand owner. Also, I would suggest that when you get random messages from really young teenage girls who, are like, I would love to promote you on my YouTube, but then their YouTube's really small and you feel bad and it's not a good business move, to just not click accept on messages, just leave them. I don't leave people on read ever because I think that's kind of mean, but I also don't always open messages if I know it's not the right fit. So that's another thing with whenever I was starting my Shopify was ambassadors, affiliates. I was very careful with who I sent stuff to, and I've still spent hundreds of dollars on sending people stuff, but it's okay. It's all in the spirit of promoting my business. So that's just a business expense. So I know I've touched on a lot of broad aspects of starting a business, and I mean by that this could go for more than just Shopify store owners. And that's because starting a store, there will be parts that will apply to anybody. But just going back into Shopify really quick, I would say that my last tips for Shopify specifically is that when you're buying your Shopify domain, this is like a small thing, but a big thing. You can either use, when you pay for your account, my store name is Anna J's Boutique. So I could use Anna J's Boutique at myshopify.com, or I can spend $15 a year and get annajsboutique.com. And this makes you look more professional. You don't have to, but I don't know if I would shop from a store that, I just don't know, that says Anna J's Boutique at myshopify.com. I don't know, it just sounds like an email address. It doesn't sound super professional. Now, if I was 15 and my friend started a lip gloss line, different. But for real business owners who are looking to build a real brand, and not just a real brand, but a real customer base, that's may not look too good. So it's just something to think about. You and I are going to be different. We may do things different, but that's something that I wouldn't personally do. So I would just think about that. If you want your Shopify account to be under your website at Shopify, or if you want it to be your own domain. I did my own domain and I think it looks nicer, but again, to each its own, and also people's financials are different, so who am I to tell you what would be better for you if you couldn't afford it? So a couple of really cool things about Shopify is that the backends really are better. And I've noticed this because they tell you so many cool things about your analytics. So I'm going to show you on my phone really quick. So before I even started my website, I got 30 newsletter subscribers, which was just crazy. Like, where did you guys come from? Like, I don't know, it was just so weird. I was just like, I was confused. But it shows you the people, so I'm not going to show you the people, but it shows you the people, like all the email addresses basically. And so it also shows you visitors from social media sites and the time that they spend on your store. So for this one, I have Instagram, unknown, and Facebook. If I had more sources of traffic, it would show me through there, but I just don't. So if you click on that, it will go into depth even more. Shopify also allows you to connect YouTube videos to your homepage of your store, which is a really weird feature, but it's cool if you're doing a promo video. So that's totally at your discretion if you want to do that, but yeah, it's up to you. So it shows you your customers. It shows you your customers, how many times they've ordered from you, if they're a reoccurring customer, their total of that specific sale, and it shows you where they're from and if they're an email subscriber. So it gives you lots of info. And if they have the information, they'll tell you like age and demographics of like location and stuff. So it also shows you a live view of your website. So you can actually view live where your customers are shopping from at that minute in time. So I'm going to show you mine right now. Right now it is 2 a.m. and I have 0 shoppers on my website. So if I did have shoppers on my website, you would see little glowing dots. This is pretty sick because it's one of those features where you can kind of gauge where your customers are from. This stuff helps you in other areas of your business, so it may not matter in this video, but it does matter in other parts of your business, how old your customers are, their gender, where they're from. It also shows customer behavior on your store. So for me, my customer behavior is they spend about 10 minutes on average on my store. So of all the people who view my store, the average goes out to about 10 minutes. It shows all of your reports, which includes references, store sessions, average order value, sessions by location, sales by traffic source, stuff like that. That is it's helpful for you to know, again, for other reasons, but it's helpful for you to be able to know these things. And especially if you get bigger and then you're hiring people to work for you and you have, people managing your business, they'll need to know this kind of stuff. It shows you marketing. It allows you to manually put in discounts, as I told you about, having affiliates and stuff. And the discount area is super easy. So I have 1 active code right now for 1 active affiliate. I have not asked other people to be affiliates because, again, I'm being very careful of who I offer what to. And I'd also like to be able to keep track of how many of what I have as such a small business right now. I mean, it's just me. So, sometimes like I'll have my boyfriend help me if I have way too many orders. But I'm not at the point quite yet where I feel like I need to hire somebody. But there are days when I'm overwhelmed, and so there will come a point when I'll need employees. So it has a payout area. You could choose if you get paid out weekly, daily, or monthly. I do monthly. I just like that. I have too many other, I'm not rich, but I have too many other bank account things happening with my other businesses, and it just overwhelms me. So I do it monthly, but I know bi-weekly is the typical payout for people. So it also shows what apps I have connected to my Shopify. I have Facebook and Kit. So those are really nice. And then they allow you to add settings, all kinds of settings. You can add gift card options, taxes, locations, files, sales channels, plan and permissions, billing, all kinds of, way more than that. So I find mind you, there's also this whole bottom section. I find Shopify to be beneficial to your business and to my business because they offer so many options. I almost don't like, as a consumer, that Wix offers a make your website in 10 minutes because I want my website to be a, however many years my business is going to be thriving, that's what I want. I don't want my website to be a 10-minute website. I think that would show. I don't know. Like, is it just me? Like, I think that would show a 10-minute website. Like, they just show you uploading a picture from your phone onto your website and then naming your website. And I'm like, wait, did I mess up or are you messing up? Because I didn't know that I could do my website in 10 minutes. Like, it doesn't, jokes aside, like, it does not sound realistic. So those are some reasons why I use Shopify, and some things I wish I knew, some things I would have done differently, and I hope this was helpful to you guys. I'm going to link my web designer down below. She is amazing. I think her name is Charlotte. I'm horrible. I'm bad with names. She was so nice, though, and so amazing and so helpful, and I really suggest using her if you need a web designer. Yeah. I asked her if it was okay if I used her link, and she was like very grateful about it in the first place. So yeah, I would definitely check her out. If you guys want to check out my other business videos, I have a good amount of them at this point. So I'm gonna start making some folders on my channel so it's easier to find stuff. But anyways, I have other business videos involving starting my store, different vendors I use. I'm going to be doing another vendor haul soon. I just don't know when. I really wanted to review a specific vendor and they're still closed, but yeah, hopefully soon. So I appreciate you guys watching this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.